Welcome back everybody, Rain Dragon here, and today we're going to discuss the talent build that I used and what I've changed it into. If you've been watching the Let's Play and you caught up with the live stream that I did, you'll know that as we got towards the outer courtyard here, which we class as like fortress bosses, if you like. They're individual bosses. They have no changing difficulty level unless you put chaos crystals into them. And we were struggling. Womp, this guy here, whatever he's called, is he called Womp? Yeah, Mump, sorry. We did beat him, but it took us like 6 minutes. So it's at this point that we realized, damn, we need some damage. So I'm going to show you what I used to clear everything up to this point. Because it's a really simple healer build, especially for beginners and for new players. I don't know why I keep going there. So we're going to start with this. Not all of these talent points are necessary. Some of them I've put in there just because we had some spare points. But the aim is to get down to Blossom at the very bottom, picking up as many points as possible in renews, so that we get either reduced cooldown of renew, increased heal throughput from renew, heal power, critical heal, things like that. And we changed it slightly towards the end when we got an item, but I'll get into that shortly, where we added some range of damage in. So let's start at the beginning. Nature's Blessing. You want 3 points in this because it gives you renew effect and increases the renew duration by 3 seconds. You also want to Mastery 3 this because it adds an extra renew or 1 second to the renew duration. And it increases the effect by a rather large amount, so we get 3.5% total off of there. So already your renew at the very start of the game with just these 3 points and your mastery is looking pretty good. Here again, maximum mana. We want maximum mana because the point of this build is to be able to keep renews rolling on everyone that's taking damage or about to take damage. So most of the time you'll have 3 targets up with it. Sometimes you do have all 4 depending on the fight. This gives you mana, more mana to be able to do so, but also because in those situations where you need to spam heal, we're not putting any points into the reduction of those spam heals, and therefore they're expensive and they burn your mana quickly. So with this, you're constantly regenerating mana and you've got a bigger mana pool. Renew, obviously, every time with this ability, every time Renew heals a target, there's a 45% chance to restore 5 mana, and it gives you a mana buff. Again, you want to put 3 points into that, max it out. Abundant Growth, you also want to Mastery bonus it for the extra 120 mana and the 15% mana restore chance on top of the 45, so you're constantly regaining mana. Conjuration here, this is a point where every time you finish a line, like this one, and you only need to put 1 point in it, and you need to put more points to progress through the tree, that's where you want to put your points. Get the heal power. The heal power does affect renew by quite a large margin, and you'll start to notice it. Really make the game easy to heal. Harmony. Again, heal power, renew effect, that's why we're here, but also you get the Nature's Gift bonus. Nature's Gift is one of the abilities that AoE heals the group, which means that it heals obviously a lot more. Eclipse. This is another point that you could take or not take, it really doesn't matter. I should say we 3-star mastery this because of the health regeneration. Max health is nice, but really for the health regen, it just means that we've got passive regen on the characters as we play through. Yeah, Eclipse, again, sorry, this is a point that we just put in to progress through the tree. It's not necessary. You could skip this, you could put it into something else, you could put it into Spirit Connection for heal power bonus. The only reason I didn't is because the Spirit Ritual we wasn't really using other than on the tank, and to invest like 2 to 3 points in there sort of felt like a waste to me. You could also go Poison for damage, and I'll discuss that in a little while of my next build. But yeah, again, if you just need to put a point in something, your best bet is to go to Conjuration. This wasn't really necessary. I think when I put this in there at the time, my party's health, especially early in the game, what were we, like 9 points into the game? So we're around level 9 or 10. Their health is quite low, so I picked this up for the percent health, and obviously it gives us ice damage, which is a little bit of bonus damage. Nimble Aura. The reason I took this is for the attack speed. Again, probably don't need to pick this up until later on. The reason that I did pick this up is because when we get the rapid fire or rapid shot that we were using for our bonuses that you'll see shortly, I wanted this for the attack speed. All party members' attack speed and reduced maximum mana is irrelevant. But the attack speed means that our characters attack faster, which means our DPS is a little higher and it triggers rapid fire a bit more. We also max this out if you pick it up, because you want it to not reduce your maximum mana. Otherwise, you're losing 21% of your mana pool. That's a big deal. So save your mastery points up and put the 3 points in there, and then mastery it out straight away. And then that way you're not losing like a big chunk of mana. Oh, I'll put a point into him for mana regeneration. Again, I didn't really need this. Neither did I really notice this, honestly. But the mana cost of all skills reduction is nice, and you can even go 3 mastery points if you're finding that your mana is too expensive, or you're not using the build efficiently and you're struggling with mana because you're not keeping renews up more often. Firstly, try to do that, try to get renews up more often. But if you are struggling, you can also mastery this and cap its points in here for the extra mana regeneration and the minus reduction in cost, and then you can remove those points later on. Blessing of the Forest, this is awesome. Every 6 seconds all party members are healed for 6% of their missing health. That's a big deal, and you'd be surprised how useful this is. If you look back at some of my videos where I've popped my AoE heal on everybody so they've got hots on them, I've put a renew on a few people, and then this is passively healing them with my totem down as well. It's ridiculous. I can take a whole party from nearly dead to full HP in about 5 seconds. It's absolute nuts, and it's because of this. You get a huge heal power bonus, and you get this 6% of their missing health instantly regen every 6 seconds. I know every 6 seconds is a long time, but think of it like you're getting 1% a second. So over the course of a fight where you're not having to keep renews up on everybody because they're not taking huge ports of damage, this does so much healing, it's crazy. Regeneration Aura, again, this is the same sort of thing. Regenerates 3% or 3 plus 0.9% of heal power of all party members' health per second, but reduces maximum mana by 27%. Again, if you go for this, it's an aura. Make sure you stack the masteries in there so it no longer takes the maximum mana. Down here you can see, no longer reduces max mana. And again, if you're stacking heal power, which I tried to do, but I got a bit sidetracked with other things. You could completely run this build with just stacking heal power and using these bonuses from the auras. So yeah, again, this is more passive regen. It's more passive healing. It's really awesome. Evergreen. Again, we're here for the mana regen. We're also here for the cooldown of renew. It also helps us out a little bit because we do use Nature's Gift and Resto Totem. So it reduces, again, their cooldown time, which means we can use them more often. Most of the time you don't really need Resto Totem. Nature's Gift you use often. And I masteried this. You don't really need to. I just did it mainly for an extra 10% on everything, so we've got 40% reduction on everything, but you really, really don't need to do that. It's up to you. Point in Rapid Shot, again, we'll get to this later, but you don't need this as you level through the tree. Frostbite, again, I did this for the ice damage. Again, unnecessary. I could have put the point somewhere else. I could have put another point into Conjuration, increased my heal power some more. But I obviously at the time felt like I needed a bit more damage. Tranquility, this is where your healing starts to get nuts. At this point, which is around about sort of level 20, 25, something like that, you're healing silly here. And it's because this here, at level 1, your renew can now also critically heal. So your renew ticks can now have a chance to critically heal, and that's nuts. That is absolutely insane. All party members get elemental resist. You also get a spirit ritual that can now critically heal, which we use on occasion on the tank, and your Nature's Gift, which is your AoE, can also now critically heal. And again, mastery it so that you get more multiplier on the crits, so they actually heal for more, and an extra critical heal chance. Now, at this point in the game, I will say your critical heal is low. It's probably around, as a base stat, about 1%. With this, it's around 4 to 5%. And I found in gear at this point, probably about an extra... I think there might have been 1 or maybe 2 pieces of gear, legendary-wise, that had critical heal chance on them. However, you could roll your stats by crafting, and you could find critical heal chance and critical heal multipliers on most pieces of gear, but you will spend an absolute fortune, and by the time you've done all that, you won't be using this build anymore. So it's kind of silly. So yes, they can crit, and when they crit heal, it's nuts and insane, and it does so much healing, it's saved me in so many positions, but it's few and far between. So again, you could opt out of using this. I advise that you don't, mainly for the heal power boost and that one chance to crit that might save you. But for the sake of 3 points and 3 mastery, where else are you going to put your points? Yes, you could go into poison, or you could go into more rapid shot damage, but this point of the game, we didn't really need damage. Damage wasn't important. We were just trying to keep everybody alive as easy as possible. On to Ancient Roots. Now, Ancient Roots, what that does, and I wish when you hovered over a tooltip here before you took a power, it told you what it does. It resets the timers on all of your heal over time. So if you've got a Renew up on a target, you've got Wild Growth up on a target, you've got any other heal over time effects on a target, and they haven't ran out yet, and you cast Ancient Roots, it resets the timer on all of those, so they basically start their timers over again. This is really cool in high burst damage. If you know the boss fight, you know there's a big like multi-strike coming in or something like that, and everyone's going to take a lot of damage. You can preemptively get your hots up. As it hits, you can cast Ancient Roots and get everybody like instantly healing again. The one problem I find with this is the main issue is that everything runs out on everybody at the same time. So you'll end up resetting people's hots anyway. Obviously, for maximum value, you don't want to reset hots, but to leave everybody when they're taking consistent damage with no healing is a bit of annoying. It's still awesome though. It's still a great power. I didn't use it often, so again, this could be something you skip if you're finding healing really easy and put it into damage like Starfall over here. Starcall, sorry. Yeah, so you could do that. Now we're at a stage where I really needed to push up with points and I didn't really know where to put them. I could have put them again into anything else. I could have come back down for the heal power. I could have picked up poison. I could have put poor points into rapid fire, or even increase the restoration heal effect and range. I could have done any of those things. I chose to take careful aim for rapid shot. Rapid shot damage and extra rapid shot arrow. Again, I'm going to show you why we did this in just a moment. So don't worry about the rapid shot too much. I'll get back to that. Stone form. I think at this point we were looking at maximum health because our health was getting, like, it was fine. But if you took a big hit from something, you was left at, 20% of your health. It's quite low. So we wanted extra health. That's why we went for that. Deep Mind. Chance to refund mana when casting spells. That's literally it. That's all we wanted this for. You could mastery in this for the extra regen at level 1. You could go to level 3 and then Deep Mind mana refund chance increased by 6% plus 200 extra mana. Don't think you need it at this point. You'll find around about this point that your mana, if you followed this tree and put points into max mana through gear, you're probably at around about 16 to 1800 mana, which is quite high for this point of the game. You'll never burn through that. Invigorate. Huge heal power boost, absolutely massive. It also gives us physical resist and elemental damage, which, again, elemental damage, if you've been putting points into these points up here, like that give you ice damage on attack, what was it, that one? And I can't remember what the other one was, but if you've got any sort of elemental damage, that's going to help you. Just do a little bit of DPS. Again, you could mastery this for the resist and max health if you're struggling, heal power included, but it's up to you. Blossom. This is what you want. It's only a small proc chance. It has a 12... was it 6%? Heal party members for 12%. We'll occasionally cast Blossom. It doesn't give us the proc chance. I'm not sure what it is, but it seems to proc often. But it's really good. If you're, for argument's sake, got 1200 heal power, you're going to heal for, 120 per second? And it goes on for a while. I think it's about a 6-second cast. It also increases resists, or it's a 6-second buff or something. It also increases resist, so whilst that's happening, you're taking less damage. On top of your heal over times, your renew, your nature's gift, your, all that kind of stuff. It's crazy. Also, the Ancient Roots, it does reset the Blossom. So that's neat. You could mastery this as well. You get more healing ratio from it. You get extra 15% flat out heal power, which is good because 15% is a better increase normally than raw heal power, depending on what your raw heal power is. 15% can be quite a large amount. It can be quite a small amount. But by this point, if you followed this, you should have quite a large amount of heal power. So yeah, that's really what you want to do. By this point, you should find out that your heals are absolutely insane. They should be healing like a crazy man. Now, I've put extra points in here for cast speed. Again, we'll get to that. And when a party member dies, increase heal power by 10%. Again, not really necessary. And I think we went Paladin for the rest. And the reason we went Paladin is for one cast. And I put it all into Resilience for max health, just to increase the health of our characters. let's get into the items then. The items here, Stormbringer. You can farm this quite easily. I can't remember what boss it's from. We'll go and check it out in a minute. I think it was Septus. Let's have a look. Storm. You can farm it early anyway. I know that. Oh, Solaria and Lunaria are on insane. So by the time you finish the first area, you can farm this. And obviously it's really, really good because I don't know if this is a bug. 1 tank physical damage and 1 tank lightning damage. It seems silly. 1. And I spent some points crafting it to see if I could get it higher, and it does, but it increases it by 1. I don't know if that's a bug on the item, whether that's for a reason that I'm misunderstanding. But really, you just want this. 20% chance to zap the target, increasing dealing 700 lightning damage. Early on, if you can get this as soon as, like, just farm that. Just farm that as soon as you're able to, because 700 damage is a lot early game, and you don't have to do anything. You just have to sit there and let your tank attack, and every now and again it zaps them and goes, oh, there's a chunk of your health. It's really good. And for the sake of probably like 10 minutes of farming, it's worth the time. Moving on from there, we didn't get a Stargazer till much, much later on. But this is why we put points into rapid fire. You can see here the healer's attacks. Healer's attacks, only the healer has a 9% chance to cast Starcall of the current level X times, where X is the number of rapid shot arrows divided by 2 rounded up. But Ranger can no longer cast rapid fire. So this is where we get into why we've gone into those rapid fire skills. Firstly, we have to have rapid fire. Otherwise it doesn't work, and it gives you arrows. So we get 6 arrows here, which means we're going to do 3 Starfalls, okay? Then later down the line here, we've got an extra 3 rapid shot arrows. So we've now got 9 arrows. And when you mastery it out, we've got 10. So now, when we look at this item, we can see that we now do 5 Starfalls, or Starcalls, sorry, in a row that deals absolutely monstrous amounts of damage. The damage this does is insane. Now you could level up your Starcall and have it do more damage if you wanted. I haven't gone that route. I've gone a different route. But yeah, make sure when you get a chance to get this, you get this. Now it is later on. It's much later on. I think it's maybe around the third quarter perhaps. Drop my midnight. So you actually have to do midnights, which I will show you. Midnight Zone. It must be this one, the second one. Let's have a look. Can it? There we go. So you want to do Midnight Soul Quarter, which it recommends level 50. You could do this with our healing a lot before level 50, but you want to farm that. Like, as soon as you get the chance, go and do some midnight runs and farm that, because it will carry you for a little while. Crosswind, doesn't matter. I just put that on for the heal power. I wanted the heal power more than anything, and it was the best item I had at the time. Motivation, leadership also increases critical strike chance by 5%. Now that is not to be confused with critical heal chance. They are 2 separate stats. As you look, let's have a look down. Oh no, I was on the right one. Where is it? Where is it? Critical heal chance is 4%, you see there. And critical strike is 1% chance. You can see they are 2 separate stats, so don't get confused. I didn't take it for the critical strike chance. I mainly took it for the leadership. Or sorry, the max health, the healer max health, tank max health. The tank's max health is huge. 500 health is crazy. Norix's flute. This is great. This is the other reason why we put the points into Paladin skill. Whenever a new expires, it applies it applies a Seal of Light. Now, Seal of Light is this. Place a seal on the target, healing the target for a small amount. Casting Divine Mend on the target will consume the seal and heal for a significant amount, and it is a significant amount. So putting 4 points into what's it called? Brain gone blank already. Resilience. There we go. 4 points into resilience, then gives you the 4 points to be able to unlock Divine Mend. So we put that on our first skill bar, so that when our renews run out and we get the Seal of Light proc, we can use that if we need to for a big burst heal, and it is so strong. I would actually recommend that once you've gotten to Norix and you can farm that item, that you farm it, I keep doing the same thing, that you farm it ASAP and put 4 points into resilience straight away. Mana Crystal, we used this right up until that like the courtyard, just for the maximum mana regen. I'm pretty certain if you wanted to, you don't need this, and you could replace this with any other item. Anything you fancy. If you're going a damage route, give yourself extra damage. This is unnecessary, but I liked the mana proc because it helped me out a lot. So yeah, if you fancy it, go for that. Otherwise, the only real important items here is Stormbringer and Norix's Flute. That gives you a huge heal. This gives you some damage. Stargazer, like I said, you get it late, but you can by all means go farm it. You don't have to. You could put any other item there. I think for a while I ran with something like a mace, a mallet, or something that gave my Berserker an extra chance to do critical damage or attack twice or something like that. Anyway, you could also put a rapid fire. If there was anything that gave you extra rapid fire ammo, as a bow, I think there is. No, that reduces shot damage or time. There might not be, but you could do something like that. It's up to you, but really you just need Stormbringer and Norix's Flute. And then just to show you the skill bar, obviously we have Divine Mend to proc the Seal of Lights. We have Renew as our main heal. We have Spirit Ritual to keep up on the tank as often as possible. We have your Dispel and Negate for obvious reasons. Although Negate you could probably swap out on most fights and put something else useful there, but I just never bothered. Restoration Totem. Try and pop that every time there's AoE damage, just try and pop it down. It just helps with healing, and I think there's a point in the tree that whilst that's down, it increases the healing done by other skills by like 6% or something. So while that's down, your heals are just better. Nature's Gift is your main heal. And then Ancient Roots. Again, if you don't want to use Ancient Roots, you could use anything. You could spam Starcall for extra damage. You could put Iron Vines on so that you can reduce the incoming damage for a short time on people that are about to be attacked. You could even go Rejuvenate for the mana regeneration. And if you do go that, there is points in the tree somewhere. Here we go, which adds base damage to their attacks and increases base ice damage. So you could go ice damage, pop your Rejuvenate like somewhere in the fight and use it as a DPS cooldown as well as mana regen. So that's what you could do. So yeah, that will get you... I haven't done this yet, but you could easily do the entire of Hidden Haven, the entire of Dying Hall, and I'm pretty certain you could do the entire of Biocourt or on Insane. I obviously haven't done these yet on Insane. I've been busy. But you can obviously do the 2 Midnights because I did, but you can't do these. Once you get to the Outer Courtyard, you'll soon discover that, yes, the healing's amazeballs, but you need damage to kill these guys. So you're going to need a different kind of build, which leads me on to my second build. Now, with my second build, I tried to follow the same sort of concept of focusing on my Renew, letting my Renew do damage, my Renew do the healing, popping in AoEs where necessary, but how was I going to do damage? That was my main concern. How was I going to do damage? I looked at a few different ways. I looked at stacking auras, I didn't like it. I looked at rapid fire, I didn't like it. What I fell on was poison, and the reason why was because of this. Whenever an enemy get a poison stack, they get 1 additional poison stack. Poison also increases 2% of healing done per stack. So, it increases my healing while poison's on the target. Whenever they get hit by poison, they get an additional stack of poison, which is absolutely ace. And I think there's another item here somewhere that I popped on for poison. Here we go. I got an epic amulet that gave me 1 poison level. And the rest of it is as much as I could... Oh, there's another 2 poison level here on an axe. And this is Nemesis damage. I did a little bit of testing. Nemesis damage does increase the damage that people take from poison. I did some testing. I discovered that it works. It's fabulous. The skills, exactly the same. I've taken this now, Rejuvenate, because mana is not as great. It's not as good at all. I played around with using Banish and putting points into Banish so that it reduces the attack speed of people. It increased the damage that I did. I put points into Mind Rush so that I could make my Archer attack faster, or Ranger, which was really good. It applied stacks, poison stacks a bit quicker. But I'll show you that in a moment. So let's just go and have a look at the talent build itself. Again, same thing as before, Renew effect. So we want that, we want it mastered. Again, Abundant Growth, Renew heals chance, and mana back, we want it mastered. Then you go into Poison. Ranger's attack has a 12% chance to poison the enemy, dealing 300% plus 330% Ranger's base damage, so we want base damage, as nemesis damage over 7 seconds, and stacks up to a maximum of 6 times. You'll notice when I do it, when I play, I pretty much always have the 6 stacks. Occasionally it drops down to 0, but then bang, straight back up to 6 stacks. Obviously you want it mastered because you want the poison damage and poison chance. The more chance we have to poison, the quicker the health of these guys drops. I did this for max health, physical resists, etc., but mainly for the mage ranger physical damage. Remember, it does 300 plus 330% ranger's base damage. Okay, so I believe when you look at the stats, unless I've got this wrong, if we look at the ranger, our base damage is here. Your physical damage does increase the base damage, I think, if I remember. So yeah, we want to increase the base damage. I was going to take an item off to test it, but I'll probably lose it in my massive load of items. So we want to increase base damage. Nimble Aura. All party members gain attack speed increased by 9%. That's why we got this. And we obviously take the points, the mastery points, so that it reduces maximum mana. We want the attack speed because we want to apply poison as much as possible. Ranger only has a 12% chance to poison the enemy. That means the faster we attack, the faster we get poison stacks. Simple as that. Literally as simple as that. Then you can obviously just finish off capping the points out here. Put 3 points into Conjuration to move down. And then we want Rapid Shot. Rapid Shot. Ranger will occasionally cast Rapid Shot. Rapid Shot fires 6 arrows and has an 8% crit chance. Each arrow will deal 8% Ranger's total match damage as physical damage. Now, the only reason I've done this, and I probably don't need 3 points in it, is because I wanted the party physical damage. The problem with Rapid Shot, and I'm still not sure if I want this in the build or not, I might remove Rapid Shot from the build. The reason why is because Rapid Shot has a cast time. I can't remember what it is, but it's about 4 seconds. Whilst I'm rapid shotting, I'm not basic attacking. And if I'm not basic attacking, I'm not applying poison. So I might take this out because it might just nerf the build itself for the damage output. If I do, I'll probably just go into like Regen Aura, or I'll pop down here and put some damage in Spirit Ritual Healing, or maybe even just go here for the flat out % heal over times. I'm not sure. It's worth noting, I still haven't fully tested this build. This is a new build. I've done 3 or 4 bosses with it. It's worked out so far, but it does need tweaking. So, as far as rapid fire goes, or rapid shot, sorry, I might not need this. It might be unnecessary. It might be a waste. Evergreen, we're here for the mana regen, the crit chance, you know, the cooldown reduction, all that fun stuff we had before. Poison making, this is what makes this build silly. So, all party members' nemesis damage is increased by 15%. Obviously, like I said, I've done some testing. Nemesis damage does increase the poison damage, or the bosses take from poison. 30% poison damage, absolute flat out poison buff is ridiculous. 3% range critical strike chance, and poison damage can now critically strike with 70% of Ranger's critical strike chance and critical strike damage. So obviously I need to be putting points into crit strike and prick strike damage to really increase the damage my poison can do. Again, we're still kind of early in the game, or we're at a mid-game point, so the builds start to take shape here, but they're not OP, they're not super powerful right now, but they can be. Again, I've mastered it for the nemesis damage, extra poison damage, and extra crit chance, because the more crit chance, more poison damage. Simples as that. You can see here I put 3 mastery points into there, didn't need them, complete waste. And then 2 points into Deep Mind. Heal power, mana refund, that's kind of it really. Healer will occasionally cast Blossom. We obviously want that because Blossom is super, super strong. Then I went into Occultist. I came to Occultist for one reason. There's a nemesis damage thing down here somewhere. I haven't got to it yet. I can't remember which one it is. Tank nemesis damage, healer nemesis. Party's basic attacks have a 3% chance to deal damage as nemesis damage. So we wanted that. I haven't got there yet, obviously. What I have got, though, is physical damage increase. Remember, physical damage increases our poison damage, base damage. Attack speed, more attacks equals more poisons. Physical damage increase flat out, and nemesis damage flat out, obviously amazing. Decay Aura, I went for this because it's nemesis damage based. Because I'm stacking Nemesis damage, this does damage over time as an aura, as Nemesis damage. And it should, I believe, increase with Nemesis as we stack it. So that's why I've gone points into there. And then we've obviously put in our 4 points into Resilience to get our heal that we need to pop the orbs. And this I went for Divine Men stacking. So if we get into a point, my throughput healing is a lot lower than it was in the previous build. So if we ever get into a situation where our characters are getting low on health, you can literally spam this. And the stacks just increase the healing done by your Divine Mend, which means you can heal people a lot faster. So that is basically it. You need to get Fester. Anything that gives poison buffs is an absolute bonus. I haven't re-rolled the stats or anything like that on the gear yet. Like I said, there is lots for me to be able to do with this build, but it's just a start. Now, just to show you the difference between builds really quickly, I will do, on my next video, we'll be taking on the bosses again, so you can actually see it in its glory, so to speak. But just to show you the difference in DPS, let's just change all this back. Did I change my gear? I didn't change my gear, did I? Right, let's change that back. Let's go to the Golem, which is in the dining hall. So this Golem you can test things on. I'll throw renewed heals out and stuff like that so that you can see what I would be doing in a normal fight. Normally I'd have one of those on the tank. Let's make him attack us though it doesn't really do anything. Pop the heals out, get that out, all this fun stuff. Extend everything. We'll do this for like 50 seconds to a minute. You can see there's my Starfall coming down as it procs, which was a really cool ability. I'm just spam healing like a crazy man. You can see my mana regen down the bottom here. It's absolutely nutty. We're not really losing anything. And this is why the early game was so easy with this build. There we go. We can pop that. Lovely. So simple. And you can see here, excuse me, that my heal per second is about 2,278. So that's masses of healing. Like, we're healing around 2,300 a second. But my DPS suffers. It's when those Starfalls proc, it's about 5k. When they don't proc, I think it got right down there then. It was very low for a moment. But we can check here. So our Star Call is the majority of our damage. It's 118,000. We're just over a minute 10 seconds. Our healing done. Our renew does half the healing. You can see the healing is absolutely nuts. 180,000. I'm not even really healing any damage, and 190,000 damage, which gives us a figure of 6k hit DPS and 2,000 healing. Okay. So now we're just going to go back and change everything back to our new build. Again, what I'll do is I will spam the heals like I just was. Put the gear back on properly. Right, I'll spam the gear just like I was. Heals, sorry, just like I was. So that you get some sort of idea on what the healing is like also. But it's the same concept. It's the same way of healing. It just does much less. So again, we get all these heals out. But already my DPS, look, 8k. We haven't even got, now we've just got the 6 stacks of poison. We're up to 14k DPS now. Drop to 4 stacks. Because we're charging a rapid shot. We need to get the 6 stacks back. There we go, just popped up to 6. Now we're back down to 4. But the damage, look, 17,000 DPS. So we've almost tripled, quadrupled our damage. You can see our healing throughput's a lot lower. To be honest, I haven't really been focusing on it. I've been messing around. Let's focus on some healing for a bit and get it a bit higher so I can show you the potential of the build. But you can see it's about 1,000 less, roughly, heals per second. Which is fine. We need extra healing. The damage is at an okay place now, so we need to get some extra heals in, extra heal power. But a lot of that's going to come down to me adjusting gear and making the gear better. And you can see my mana is nowhere near as comfortable as it was before, even with these renews constantly rolling on the targets. It's not the same. So we're now about the same place. Now you can see we've done 200,000 damage. And, well, let's put it on the right place. Just over 1 million damage has been done by my archer now, which is just absolutely substantial. If you think that the Star Call was our main source of damage from the healer before, And now we're doing 100. We're doing almost the Starfall damage in the Decay aura, whilst the poison damage is doing just over, well, half of the ranger's damage. It's absolutely crazy. The healing's similar. Renew's doing the majority of the damage. Obviously, I didn't cast Nature's Gift enough, but you can see Renew's doing most of the healing. So this is a completely different build. And just to show you how different this is, on the end of our live stream, we bumped into this guy here, Gump, and we bumped into him. We couldn't really heal all the damage. He was beating our ass. We did beat him eventually, and it took us about 5 minutes, I want to say, maybe nearly 6 minutes to beat him. Now, with this build, I'm going to show you the difference in what it does. I need to be in green somewhere here. Let's get the AoE out heal. See, now you can see the healing is not that bad. It's not that bad at all. You just have to be a lot more careful with your mana consumption, and that takes a little bit of getting used to. Now I'm going to be silenced. I don't like being silenced. Get Renews out on everybody again. But look at the damage we're doing to this guy now. It's absolutely... It's a million times better than what it was when... If you watch my live stream, like I said, this fight, it literally took us like 5 minutes. These Guardian bosses, they are not designed to be walked over. They are not easy. They are not easy at all. They are longer fights for a reason. They want to test builds. They want to see how good your character is. So I don't think... Oops, that was a bad placement. I don't think whatever you do, you're going to be able to... Well, I mean, to be fair, you could make a build that probably kills this guy even faster than this. But you can see how comfortable we are. That no one's in any danger. Everybody's health is absolutely fine. I probably should be clicking these, and I haven't been. It depends how much. I don't think I've been paying attention. Been talking too much. But you can see his health just absolutely dwindle. And you can see the numbers here we're getting from our procs, from our poison. It's over like, that was a 2,500 crit. And easy, nice and comfortable. Very straightforward. I'll just do one more. We'll do the twins. We'll delete this. Delete all this garbage. We'll just do the twins. The twins are what was they? I was getting instant killed by these before. I just could not defeat them. That's very different now. Obviously, I will show you. So I'm going to get flash frozen here. Dispel that straight over here. I want to get rid of the debuffs on the tanks, or on these melee, I should say. So I need to stand here and take a bit of damage for a sec. There we go, and then move. And you can see one of them is now about to die pretty much already. Now I've just got the Sun Ray to deal with. The damage here compared to when I was here before is substantially better. The poison build, this poison damage, and like I said, it's at the very base of the build right now. All I've done so far is put pieces of gear on that I had. I farmed the bow. And I've done very little, very little in ways of changing gear because I just don't have the money. 76,000 is not enough to craft with, not enough at all. So yeah, so that's the build. That's what, if anyone's stuck in the early game, especially with healing, follow that druid build. It's absolutely nuts. It's very easy to do. All you need to do is keep renews on targets. It should be nice and easy to follow, nothing complicated, and you do enough damage once you get that Starfall to carry you through the later bosses. And secondly, I will do an updated video when I've mastered this poison build and I'm happy with it and I feel like we're in a good place. Obviously it's still in its early phases by now, but there you go. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's helpful to somebody. If it is, like, comment, subscribe, let me know how you're getting on with it. Let me know what you think I should change, especially at this point of the game, if there's any items I should farm that I've missed. But hopefully that does you some really good, like, it helps you a lot, I hope, anyway. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to be doing some live streaming. I'm live streaming Dead by Daylight at the moment, not doing much mini healer. People don't tend to view it. YouTube does better than the live stream. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. Check in with me again soon, and remember, stay safe, guys. Bye bye.